Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Mr. Fred and Friends. I'm your host, Fred Schultz, and my co-host, Mr. William Bailey. He is in Oklahoma right now, and he is at D-Day there. And, last night we took and we checked out everything. I mean, the electronics worked perfect. Now tonight he's got a hang-up, so I really don't know what's going on. So hopefully he'll join us. But I have got one great show for you guys tonight, believe me. I've got none other than Mr. Cesar Pizzo, Mr. Ultrasil. Oh, you can read it right there, baby. Yeah. Anyhow, he's going to be on telling us about his process. He did an autococker that I shot in New York a few weeks ago. And matter of fact, he did a bunch of them there. Man, these things just absolutely rock. You're going to definitely want to sit and listen to him and see some of the products he had. That's kind of a shame that Bill's not up. We're hoping he comes up because he's got a whole wall of them that he was going to show you guys tonight. But then also I have got, real quick, I'll get into saying a couple of things. But, back in the day when I started paintball, there was three guys that really made an impression on me. Now, I don't want anybody to get me wrong because, everybody I've met, I absolutely cherish their friendship. It's absolutely great. But there's three guys that, for some reason, just really, I just always clicked with, and they were just great people. And believe it or not, tonight I've got two of them on. 2 out of 3. The third one is Rich Telford, which he said he'd be on any time, but I haven't got him on yet. And that's another thing real quick, too. I had like 5 other people that wanted to be on tonight, and I just could not get everybody jammed in because of the content of the show tonight. But I told you guys when I texted you back, I said I'll get you on in the future, and I promise I will get you on in the future, okay? So, real quick, let me start. Let me tell you who the 2 special guys are. I got them on tonight. I don't know if I should make you guys wait, kind of like a teaser, or, just something like that. But, these guys, they play for the OG Ironman. Now, back in the days, they played for Constant Pursuit. They hosted on Constant Pursuit. We went to some tournaments and stuff together. And like I say, these guys are the epitome of paintball to me. Okay, this is. These 2 guys, they have done so much for the sport, and wait to hear what they're doing now, okay? These guys have never given up. So, in a little while, I will bring out Mr. Mark Gong and Mr. Michael Baird. And like I say, the 3 people in paintball, I love all you guys, everybody out there. But these 3 guys are, I don't want to say they're a little different because Michael teased me. Because, they're just the best of the best, and you'll see why. So, real quick, I'm gonna give a shout out. Connor Bryant, my buddy down under. Anyhow, he had some heart problems. He just got out of the hospital. He was in the hospital for a few days. So, Connor, from all of us watching you, please get well. We all think of you. You're a good guy. And Gino from Belkin. Today's Gino's birthday. It's just absolutely great, and I wish you a very, very happy birthday, Gino. I got a hold of you earlier and did it privately, but you're a good guy. And I'll be honest with you. Michael Baird said you were in your 80s, and I was talking to Mark Gong, and Mark says there's absolutely no way he's got to be in his early 70s. So so I'm pretty happy about that. Because I'm like in my early 70s too, or maybe that's my IQ. Anyhow, I get that confused at this age. You know how that works. So, but anyhow, very, very happy birthday, and many, many more to Gino from Belkin. And now I want to real quick, Dave Massey's have at Health Survivors on the 24th and 25th of July. They're having the monster game. I'm thinking about sliding out there and going to do that with a couple of my friends. So that should be pretty cool. But even if I don't make it, I want to give him a shot right there. Because the way I understand it is one heck of a game. Everybody showed Mad Frog will be there. It's really cool. Hanu's going to be there. Hanu, I talked to Hanu yesterday, and Hanu said, "Oh man, you got to come. He's going to be there." So that should be pretty cool. And then Jennifer Montressor, which is something else I'll mention again in a little bit. But Jennifer is going to be at the Iron City Classic, and that's in July 30th. And even if you're not going to play, she's going to have her Young Guns team out there. And even if you're not going to play, you guys are going to want to go out and check it out and give Jennifer some support, because she's a good person. She really, really is. And she does a lot for paintball. And my buddy, I see my buddy is coming back up. Well, maybe lucky. We're going to get Mr. Bill Bailey on here in a few minutes. But tonight, like I say, we're going to talk about Ultra Silk with Caesar. But Mark and Michael, we're going to talk about the Hermans. Now, the Hermans is a Young Guns team. Now, the Young Guns is obviously, like I tell everybody, I'm getting older. These, Mike and Mark, they still got a long ways to go. But anyhow, I want to leave something even more special for paintball than what we've done all these years. And it's going to be the Young Guns, these kids, and the way Mike and Mark are bringing these kids up, not just on the field, they're screaming. God, I don't even want to play against these little guys. They're badass, period. I hate to swear, but they really are out there. And they're fast, they're smart, and these guys are making them smart. But what Mike and Mark are doing is they're building the future for the sport. They're making these kids not only great players, but off the field, they're ambassadors. They're very, very cool. And, that's what it takes to build anything and keep anything going. So, that's one thing I just, these guys are special to me, like I say. But, this is something special to doing for the sport. And I think everybody needs to know it. And on the 29th of this month, we are actually going to have, Bill and I are going to have a Young Guns special. I'm going to have on some of the Hermans, which is, everybody kind of picks their own team. I love all the Young Guns. Every one of you guys that are starting in the sport, I absolutely love it. And I support you all. But, the Hermans are, they just kind of mean something a little bit special to me because, Michael and Mark and these guys, they got them going. And they are going to be on the 29th of this month. You're going to want to check into that special. It's Young Gun Special. We're going to have the Hermans on. I'm also going to have Jennifer's Young Guns team on from out there in Florida or on the East Coast. And then Mr. Bill Bailey is setting up a Young Guns from the Midwest so we can cover the whole United States. And I just want everybody to tune in, to give these kids some support. Show them that you actually care what they're trying to do and bring them into the sport knowing that you have their back. Just really, really simple. I just think it's cool as hell. And I cannot wait to do that, believe me. Real quick, my shout outs so I can get into all of these guys. Tim Schloss, Tiger Stripe Camo back in the day, Gateway Paintball today. Hell of a good guy. Plays for the band. Love the band. I'm honored to be the captain of the band. And the band will be coming to your stage pretty soon. You want to be ready for that. And Mr. Dan and John Colby, Immortal Air. A lot of air systems out there. I don't down any of them. You get what you want. But to me, Immortal Air, that is the ticket. These guys work so hard at making this thing fail safe. And I get all kinds of people texting all the time going, "Oh, Freddy, I got mine over a year ago, man. I take it, put it in the bag. I take it out. I play with it. I put it in the bag, take it out. Never a problem." So Immortal Air, for me, I've been with them for 30 years, and I absolutely love them. Mr. Butler, War Game Products. What can you say about Bud? He's just a hell of a guy. You never know. He might even chime in. Bud's one of them guys that kind of jumps right in, and when he does, we absolutely love it. And Mr. Tom K, Aragon Designs, Rainey and Juby Boucher, another another band member, and as is Bud Orr. And they had paintball news back in the day. And I got to tell you, he is such a great guy. Back in the day, you could pick up this paper. You knew what happened. You know what was coming up. You knew where the fields were. You just got all the latest gossip, and you didn't have to pay a damn penny for it if you were a player. All you had to do is pick it up and enjoy it. So, and Mr. Randy Camilla used to be the editor for APG. Mr. Jerry Braun used to be the editor for Paintball Sports Magazine, but now he has the field out there. That's where we played the woods ball at. Mr. Ross Alexander, made the Bushmaster. Ross is going to be on we had him on a few weeks ago. Ross is going to be back on the show again pretty soon. Mr. Jim Lively, everybody knew that Jim's wife, Linda, had a heart attack a few weeks ago, but she's definitely on the mend and she's doing real good. And we're all very, very happy for that. And then Gino. I mention Gino every week because people do not see what Gino does behind the scenes for paintball. He does an awful lot. And he's, I won't say he's a shy guy, but, he's just one of them guys that, he doesn't sit out in the limelight. But believe me, he does a ton of stuff for everybody. And Mr. Mark Gong Jr. Let me get my comments up here real quick. So, oh my gosh, everybody's watching here. Connor Bryant, right on, buddy. Yep. He says he's getting better. Very cool. Stephen Snow, one of the new guys I met that Caesar helped out. Actually, we'll have Caesar talk a little bit about that in a little while when he explains all of his stuff. And then Kenny Stewart from the General Paintball Museum. Heck of a guy. Kenny's been on a few times. He's helped me in all my raffles and everything like that. So I'm glad to have all these guys on. But real quick, I want to get to my guests. My guests are they're screaming tonight. They really, really are. So let's bring up, first of all, Mr. William Bailey, my co-host. Is it raining there?
No.
Oh, it is?
I don't know why, but it just said you get no reception today.
Wow, it looks good now.
Yeah, it's IT guys, luckily. We're surrounded by them all. Team Wetworks.
Yeah, it's looking good. Oh, yeah. Hey, everybody, how you guys doing?
There's Hal's back there somewhere. Where you at, Hal? We can't find you.
Yeah.
There he is.
Oh, there he is, yeah. If he's behind you, he's hiding. So, everybody, that's my co-host, Mr. William Bailey, live from D-Day in Oklahoma right now. I kind of wish I was there. Pretty cool. I talked to Danny today. Danny called me, and he loved D-Day. Said he had a good time there. He said last time it rained, he said got a little muddy, but other than that, it was pretty cool. So, we're going to have Caesar on tonight. So we're going to talk about, first we'll also talk about Caesar's great move. He did the dead man's walk against the All-Americans. It was pretty cool. I did that in the tournament up in Malala, Oregon. We beat who the hell did we beat? The Dogs of War, I believe we beat. And matter of fact, Michael Baird was up at that tournament with me. Everybody that was there remembers it, and everybody that was there doesn't talk about it. So, it was a heck of a time, that's for sure. So, hey, Bud, how you doing tonight? Mr. Bud Orr is watching right now. So, you know what, Bill? What do you say we pull these guys up and get this thing rolling real quick? Because I'm gonna get Caesar out here in a minute. So I'm going to pull up, first of all, Mr. Mark Gong. How you doing, buddy?
How you doing, Fred? Good evening. Good evening, Bill.
And let me pull up Mr. Michael Baird. How you doing, Michael?
Good evening, everybody. Hey, how we doing out there?
We're doing good. First of all, I appreciate you guys coming on tonight. You guys do so much for the youngsters right now. And like I say, I watched you guys. I came up a few weeks ago up at Anthony's Field up there, and I watched how you guys get out there. And it's just great. That's all I can say. I was, I've been proud of you guys for a long time. You know that. I say it all the time. Even when you tease me, Mike, I still do that. Yeah.
Hey, Fred, I want to get this straight. We're not telling stories about Malala, Oregon, because I can tell stories, buddy. In fact, I should probably stop telling people stories about that.
I said not a word about Malala. I said the people that were there enjoyed it, but also the people that were there did not talk about it. But did we bring that trophy back to the bar? Huh?
Heck yeah, we did. Yes, yeah. That is.
Did we tell them we were going to bring that trophy back and put it on the bar? And
Yes.
did we buy any beers after that? I don't
Nope.
remember actually. But
I don't know.
I really don't pay for you guys.
I left earlier than everybody else did.
oh,
I
that's
didn't
right.
hang
we
out
did.
as long as you guys. Yes,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, another thing we won't get into. But
exactly.
anyhow, yeah, they sometimes maybe we'll do a show on. No, I guess we can't, can we? Yeah,
No.
we got the memory anyhow. So anyhow, Mark, real quick, you guys got a calendar. Everybody knows that I'm a Hermans guy. There's my shirt right there. You guys got me a shirt, and even spelled my name right on it. I love it. Yep. So you got a calendar thing going. Now this is going to be, it's kind of like a fundraiser for the Hermits, for the young guns.
Absolutely.
And I'm in 100%. Period. So tell everybody real quick about it.
Okay, so what the Hermans have, we have a little calendar raffle. This is the calendar raffle. So we're selling each calendar raffle, each calendar for $20 for one calendar, or 3 for $50. So what it's going to enable you to do is get 22 chances to win a daily prize on the calendar. So we'll live stream a winner every day on Facebook Live on the Hermans Facebook page, and we'll draw out a winner on a like a Wheel of Fortune thing, and the name will be announced, and you'll win the associated prize for the day. So this is just a fundraiser for the Hermans. It'll enable us to get a little funding for them, and hopefully make paintball a little cheaper for them for the year.
When does this start? When would you start the giveaway?
So we're going to start the giveaway in July, the whole month of July. We'll be
Good.
raffling it off. So we're selling tickets the whole month of June, and then we'll start on the 1st of July.
Okay, so if you want to get a ticket like I do, where do we go? How do we get involved in that?
You could actually go to the Hermans webpage. We have a website. It's www.thehermanspaintball.org. And we have all the sponsorship on there for fundraising. And you could actually buy it there and actually pay there at the same time.
Okay, so we can't send the money to you then, right?
Oh, you could. So and
Yeah, but will you get a
that,
calendar? That's what I want to know.
So on top of that, we have nonprofit organizational paperwork, so you'll be able to write this off your taxes too.
Oh,
So
very, very cool.
Yeah, so there's pluses for you.
Very cool. Well,
What kind of prizes are they?
Oh, good question, Bill. So they're gift cards. So some of the gift cards are for Target, Home Depot. We have some.
I heard there was a dinner with Michael Baird. Is that true or?
Hey,
Yeah, but you have to cook it.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm sure I'd have to pay too. Yeah.
that's the
I
Swanson
love
dinner thing, right? Yeah, so they're all gift cards, Bill, and there's some cash on there too that we'll send to you guys. So, your name will go on the bottom of the page here, and we'll be able to track it. So we'll know exactly who won, and once your name gets drawn out, your name comes out of the hat. So if you buy more than one calendar, you'll still have multiple times to win. Okay, does that make sense?
It does.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm definitely in for 50. I want 3 of them bad boys.
Perfect. And this is all the brainstorm of one of the mothers on the team, Anastasia Francis. She's a great person. She's a great fundraiser. So I like to give a shout out to her for making this happen. I also like to give a shout out to my wife, Lily Dong. She's actually done a lot of work putting the website up. A lot of the nonprofit organizational paperwork is done by her. She's been a tremendous attribute to the Hermits organization. Both of them.
Well, all you guys, including Michael, like I say, when I came up there a few weeks ago up to Anthony's to watch you guys are right out there while the kids are playing, teaching them what to do, telling them the moves that they should be making, and that's how you take and you teach these kids to do things like that. Michael, I've seen you out there running around. Go ahead.
Yeah. As you know, woods ball is our forte. Us old guys, we play woods ball. And, but, we're learning, and I will give thanks to the West Coast Sharks. We practice at their facility. And so Anthony and his boys, Erica Hunter, are great to us. They allow us to practice out there. And actually, we're involved in the Shark practices also. And they work with our kids because, again, woods ball is our forte, air ball or, speed ball is theirs. So they do help us out a lot. But, yeah, we're trying to teach the kids and as young as 7 years old and up to 12. And now, We have a couple 14 and 15-year-old girls on the team, getting them playing, using teamwork and actual real team tournament organized type paintball.
Yeah, well, it was happening. I was watching you out there doing it. That was great. I just, like I say, my hat's off to you guys. And not just, the Hermans is a great thing what you guys are doing, but what I've seen you guys do for the last 100 years in paintball has all been great. So you can see on the intro, you've seen your picture on the intro, right, Michael?
Yeah, I'm up there 4 or 5 times, and I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Actually, 4 of them are by mistake. But anyhow,
well, it happened.
Jessica did it, damn it.
Thank you, Jessica.
Yeah. So, Bill, you got someone from the Midwest that you're trying to hook up to, because on the 29th of this month, we're going to do a Young Guns show. We're going to have the East Coast, the West Coast, and we're trying to get the Central, the Midwest.
I'm hoping to get some of the kids from the prime suspects up by St. Louis, and I'm hoping that gives it enough time that they can actually, be on, because a lot of the parents work, second and third shift, so it's really hard for them to get them. It's 9 o'clock here when you start, so
yeah,
what time
on the East Coast it's going to be 10 o'clock, and Jennifer's already got permission from all the parents out there to. I guess there's going to be 5 kids from the East Coast that are going to be on. So that should be a hell of a show, Billy.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, that should be good. Well, you know what, guys?
I will say that I've seen video of other young players and teams and tournaments and stuff playing, and seeing that they're all doing like 50 caliber or the low impact. Our kids are playing big boy paintball. They're not going low impact. They're playing actual paintball, and playing against the fine.
Yep. Yeah, I watched him, and like I say, I was so impressed. Mark Long Jr. Oh my God, that little guy is smoking. I got to tell you, I guess
Junior likes the trigger.
Yeah, he
Junior likes to jump on the trigger. He does.
Yeah, I'm hoping that Mark will teach him the Mark Long slide, but we'll see what happens. See now, Mark, I called it a slide.
Hey, Mark.
Not a trip. See.
Hey, Mark, you want to tell him how you almost reenacted that? At practice on Saturday?
There was a reenactment, kind of pseudo reenactment of the slide this past Saturday, but it was, I have to call it a fall, to be honest. But it was almost there.
Yeah, but you got to realize when you when you slid on Disney property, you were young then. Now I can see you falling. That's not a problem.
He might not recover now.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Hell, he rolls out of bed, I heard.
Yeah, I tell you, that Tipman went clear across the street for 40 yards.
Yep.
And it standed the test of time, that Tipman.
And you picked it up and started rocking, and we pulled the flag. That's right, buddy. Yeah, you know what? Every once in a while, I actually pull that up and watch it. So it's, I enjoyed that. That's one of the best times I ever had in my life. I got to put that well, I don't know if I'll put it over Malala, but it's close.
It was a great time.
Malala.
It was a great time. Thank you for inviting me for that.
Oh, it was my pleasure. I wish Michael would have been there with us. Anyhow, you know what, guys? I've been telling everybody, I had my autococker here. Let me show everybody real quick. This is my autococker that I had Caesarized, and Bill took it home with him and put a new neck on. Wow, am I looking right through that? Oh, that's right. That's right. There's no bolt for this. Somebody sent it to me without a bolt. But no names, Bill. No names. So
my bad. Not to change the subject, but when's the cutoff date, Mark, for your calendars?
Okay, so the cutoff date is we're selling the whole month of June. So the last day of June is the cutoff date, and we'll immediately start doing the raffling on July 1st.
Yeah, he's going to ask you that every time I tease him now.
So Bill, when can we expect you to buy some tickets?
Yep, excellent.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody. I'm sure everybody, all our listeners and viewers right now will probably jump in and go ahead and get some of that, because it's all for a good cause. We're definitely trying to help these kids, and anything we can do to give them a jump start, I'm all for it 100%. And I will be there this Sunday. And matter of fact, I'm going to go live this Sunday when I got them up there. So I'm going to enjoy the hell out of that too. So, okay, guys, without further ado, let me bring on a guy that I mean, like I say, when I say he takes and makes your marker, takes it to the next level, I kid you not one little bit. This guy is a smart cookie, period. Please, everybody welcome Mr. Caesar Pizzo. What's going on, Caesar?
Good evening, guys. Mark.
How you doing, Caesar?
Bill.
Hail Caesar.
Hal.
Hey, Caesar. That's good.
He's like, hail myself.
So, Caesar, you know what? My autococker that you did for me just absolutely rocked. Maybe let's start out real quick. Tell everybody about the process a little bit, will you?
You guys have to go and by that.
Now, yeah, don't have to give any secrets out, but go ahead.
The actual lubricant itself all has the same formula with the impregnation process. The silk on the inside of the room juice, the lube and everything, it's basically a white. The white substance that's inside here impregnates into the metal. I'm getting feedback.
Hold tight. Hey, Bill.
Somebody's
Bill.
Yeah. What? Sorry.
It's all good. One more time, Caesar.
so basically the lubricant itself is the dry film ingredient that's a proprietary ingredient in all the formulas. So what that does, it's real small. It goes into all the pores, and it's a dry film that's in the Ultra Silk, it's in the Boom Juice, and it's in the actual treatment. So what I'm doing is you're treating the metal, the pores of the metals. That's where the film, and that's why it's so smooth. And the lubricant is for, all your spool valve guns, all your anything that has, like your shockers, your Emacs, all that gun. The juice is made for all the poppet valves, autocockers, and on the dynamic O-rings. That's where you juice up the O-rings before you play. That creates the actual, like a jolt of silk on everything. So the treatment process came as I wanted to impregnate the barrel so when you break a ball in the barrel, the actual paint shoots out. Like the second and third ball squeegees out the paint, and then you start shooting straight again. If you look at some of the videos, you can take a ball and break it in the actual barrel and then shoot it and just be fine. So, and then I started doing it for all the bolt systems and the guns, and that's where the actual guns, like on a cocker, it just changes the actual function of the gun. It makes it a lot smoother, cycles faster, and it responds quicker. And there's also a video that I put out today that we dropped the actual friction on a barrel. I took it from, I believe on the one barrel, it was a 14.1, and it dropped it down to, I would have to look at the video, I can't remember, but it dropped it down significantly on an actual 8.7 barrel. It's on the Facebook page. So when you reduce friction, you increase efficiency and overall performance of your gun. I'm telling you right now, money back guarantee on everything that I do. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. And there hasn't been one person that's not liked it. This past weekend, we got Infamous that uses their silicone formula. They took first place at the ICC. Look at Ultra Silk, Infamous.
Yeah.
Gold, DZ Gold. They took second pro at the ICPL. My bad. All ICPL. And then you got Brimstone Smoke that took second in the amateur, and they all use the silk. So Mark's used the product. Mike, have you used the product?
Mike.
No, I haven't, but I've heard a lot of good things. Sorry, I had myself muted. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Yeah,
Well, I got some of it here.
Yeah,
I got some here, Mike. I'll turn you on to some of it.
Yes.
Yeah, I just heard somebody go putting by.
Yep, it is.
So
No,
Bill's doing his own show. He's just having a good time.
Yep. At the Woods Ball World Cup, I only broke one ball through the whole deal, and after 2 or 3 shots, it shot straight. I had no problem with it. Just the gun shoot immaculate.
Oh, they do. And matter of fact, most of the band, most of the markers on the band all had the treatment.
Yep. There was
I mean,
at least
I know mine shot excellent. That's for damn sure. But I had a bolt in it then. So
when you got the creator of the actual company, actual Butler sends me his gun to get treated.
Yep.
I completely modified the gun for him, brought it up to date. Three of them, correct?
3 of them. Yep.
Yep, there was 3 guns that he sent in.
Al sent 2.
The most recent one was his 97 Supercocker that I had to restore for him. And when he got it back, he's like, this is a completely different gun. So I cannot tell you what it does unless you have it in your hand. You physically have to have it in your hand. That's why I've told Mark, send me your gun. Mike, you guys send me your gun. I've even talked to, Weeze and Dirk and all those guys. Just, you guys, I'm telling you, hands down, there it is.
Yep. There it is. Yeah. Hold it a little closer, Bill. Right on.
Immaculate.
Yeah, he passes it off. I asked you to hold it a little closer. There you go. Now there's a good one.
That's nice.
Yeah, nice.
That's beautiful.
Oh.
So, but that's a cocker. All the performance work that I'm working on now, I'm working on Shocker Amps. The CC frame, the technology in that frame, the same as the Lux, the TM40s. They're just, I'm going to take the guns to another level. I'm not going to tell anybody what I'm doing to the guns, but it completely, Mark's seen the video of an amp walking the trigger. Hands down, Mark, is that the fastest shooting amp?
It was pretty impressive. I believe it was 19 balls per second.
19 balls a second, yeah. Rob
Trigger.
Yeah, Rob Walker just chimed in, and he says at Woods Ball World Cup, Caesar Boom Juice, my Automag, he said he gained a pod just doing that. So he could shoot, an extra pod with the same amount of air. Because, like I said, it is friction-free. This is not a commercial. It's just a darn good product, period.
It's fact.
Yeah, it's fact. There you go, Bill. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for, man. I had it written down somewhere. Good job.
That's why Bill's the co-host. Nice
Bill,
buddy.
Yeah. Bill's had a lot of stuff done by Caesar. And like I say, my cocker, it just shot absolutely terrific. And Bud shot his there too. I think, how many cockers were we using that time?
There were seven guns. 7.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, 7 for sure. Yeah.
Wasn't Dan Colby shooting one of them?
He was shooting Bill's gun. He was shooting Bill Bailey's
the Cold Fusion. Yeah, he shot the Cold Fusion.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were rocking pretty good. So there was 7 of the autocockers then we had on the team, huh?
Yeah.
Mark, you shoot an SFL.
What was that, Caesar?
Mark shoots an SFL, correct, from Danny?
We have an SFL.
Correct. I know you guys are a Shocker team. You have an SFL from, I could take that SFL and increase the rate of fire by 5 balls a second.
Wow. That's pretty impressive, Caesar.
Yeah, it is. It's just, and everybody that used it, everybody was there, not even just on our team, other guys that he'd done the treatment on, they all just praised it because it actually takes a lot of hassle out of the marker itself. It just constantly rocked. I see Bill getting up, so he's probably going to go grab one right there. And I see Bud Orr on him and say all 3 shot amazing. Hey, Bud, why don't you call in and tell Caesar what you think, huh? I got my phone sitting right here, buddy. Give us a holler. Oh, man.
Caesar, I have a question. I have a question, Caesar. What does it do to the integrity of the O-rings?
Nothing, because the product itself is actually impregnated into the metal. The O-rings are all petroleum-based O-rings. Every O-ring made in the planet is made from rubber. Rubber is petroleum. So anybody that says a petroleum-based product is going to affect the O-rings is absolutely wrong because O-rings are rubber based. The guys from Shocker physically took an O-ring, put it in the Ultra Silk, and it sat in there for a year. A year later, they took it out because they forgot they had it in there and took the O-ring out, did not change any dimensions or nothing. And that was Russell Jackson that did that. You can speak to him. You guys are Shocker. You guys are Shocker sponsored.
I was bringing that up so other people could hear it because I know about that.
Okay,
so
cool.
I'm just, I'm helping you out.
No, that's fine. I'm not taking it. I'm just saying it's like the petroleum-based theory is completely wrong. So
yeah.
But I also have a silicone formula for people that are still skeptics. The infamous brand is a silicone-based formula. So I have it all. I have the petroleum-based, which is 3% petroleum. I have the silicone, and then I have the regular oil, which is I can't tell you what it is. They won't tell me what the proprietary characters of it is myself.
Wow, really?
Yeah,
and I would imagine if the gun is fully treated, it's going to lengthen the life of the O-rings, less friction.
Everything.
Is that correct?
Because you could take and go down to a 50 durometer O-ring after the gun is fully treated. Like on my amp, I'm running 50 durometer O-rings, which is a softer O-ring, but it seals better. But since there's no friction, the O-rings last longer. You can physically run the gun from a 17 dwell on an electronic gun, a Shocker, down to a 9 or a 10 dwell, and the gun won't miss a beat. So, I've run my amp electronic down to a 1. I run 1 dwell on the gun, and it runs perfect. So,
I got a hypothetical question.
Shoot.
What if your gun doesn't have any O-rings?
then it's a metal-to-metal contact. The dry lubricant, which the boom treatment, helps it lubricated. So you can run metal-to-metal with no problem.
What if it doesn't have a bolt?
I was just going to say
that. What about heat?
The heat won't affect it.
For long-term storage?
Yes, very long storage.
Okay.
So the temperature really isn't a factor in it then, the heat or the cold?
No, and if the hotter the gun gets, let's just say you've got the gun in full auto and it builds up friction if it decides to, the heat makes it more slipperier. It's more silk. It's more smooth all around.
How long does it take to do the process when somebody sends you a marker? How long does it take to actually do the process? Because obviously you have to take it apart, put it together.
2 to 3 day turnaround time.
2 to 3 days? Okay.
Yep. That's right now based on what my workload is. If the workload takes off, then obviously it's going to stretch out because I'm not having anybody else do it. No one else can do this because, once I start, if I even decide to teach somebody, which would only be my family members that I would teach, my kids, I wouldn't teach anybody outside. That's how worried about this process I am right now. The actual process patent and all that stuff hasn't gone through yet, so I can't even go that direction.
Do you have a bigger tub yet?
The 36-inch tub is being made.
Awesome. Excellent.
Okay. We had Bobby Durost from up in Canada says, can you treat the Rams in 3 ways?
The ram bodies are all treated. The rod, the piston, and the 3-way bodies are all treated. If they go on any of the pages, you'll see when I break down the autococker of all the parts that I treat. Any moving part or any part that moves inside of it gets impregnated. The reason why I use the word impregnated is because I'm physically filling the pores with the actual silk. All the pores are filled up. The parts are heated up, expanding the metal, allowing the pores to absorb the actual silk in the impregnation tank.
Andy Starrett from the Ellie Remember Foundation said he had the boom treatment done on his AFR EMAC, and damn, what a difference, he said. And, everybody that's had it done, I can't wait for Mike and Mark to get it done on theirs to see the difference. It's just it's a noticeable difference. That's the ticket. You know, it's not something that you put on and you go, well, it still shoots the same. It's a noticeable difference, and Bill will attest to that. So Bill's got what, a gazillion of them done now?
A few.
So
Not that many.
let me give you guys a little bit of barrel knowledge on the actual impregnation on the barrel. You know how everybody sizes up the balls and they find what's the best shoots through the ball itself? Everybody does that. They take the ball and they blow it through and shoot it. Well, with the treatment itself, you can underbore. You don't have to overbore. So what I do is I take the inserts, I shoot the ball through it, then I take 3 inserts. I have the one that I feel is going to shoot, and then the one over and the one under. And I go to the chrono with those 3 inserts, and I check my readings on those 3 inserts. On any time I take the lower one, I get a reading that drags the velocity down. And then I end up finding one that the velocity does go high, but the consistency is all over the place. So usually out of those 3, I'll get one where the velocity is perfect and more consistent. So like today, I tested a gun for a customer. I took it and I shot a 6.79, and I shot within 2 feet per second on an actual. The gun today was a cocker that I did.
Wow. Yeah,
So-
Andy Stretch said that Bill sent you his Splatmaster.
They're going to.
Boy, Bill, I got to tell you, you're just dragging the people out tonight, man.
It's a Rapide. It's not just any Splatmaster. It's a Rapide.
Oh, so it's just not a normal one then. I got you. That's pretty good.
Semi-auto, baby.
Semi-auto. Yeah, I can't wait for you guys, for Mark and Mike, to try that out. You guys are going to absolutely love it. So, Caesar, I guess you're going to go to the Monster game and at Dave Matthews up there at Hell Survivors in Michigan?
Yeah, because Travis Infamous sets up a booth out there, and since he's got the whole Infamous formula and the boom juice and all that stuff, I usually rep the product for him out of the booth. You know, I help him out and I promote my product, and you're going to be there, and I got to, you know, I have obviously a ton of customers from the area out there, and just everybody wants to hear about it personally. And they, you know, and when I have the barrel test out there with the swab, and they can actually see it for themselves, that is what sells everybody. If you take a swab and just run it through one of the inserts, you'll see the difference between the two, because there's less friction and resistance.
Right. Hey, what do you think about Mike and Mark, what they're doing with these young gun guys, huh?
It's incredible. I mean, when you want to build up an army, you got to start from the youth. I mean, you know, it's just like when everybody started back in the day, when you're building a 10-man, when actually I was in my 20s.
We started 15-man, so.
No, but all the players that you were bringing up were, 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, just to, bring them up. And, that's the only way to start.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. There's a lot of guys that went through Constant Pursuit that ended up going to other teams and stuff like that. I mean some really, really great players. Mark and Mike, and then Rich Telford. Those 3 guys. They were always hell of a good players, but they were just always fun to be with. They just cracked me up, especially Mike. God, I don't know. It's so sad.
That personal time I spent at your house is what it was.
Yeah, you did eat a lot too. God, I'll never forget that.
Hey, don't invite me over and offer me food, because I will show up.
My wife brings out a plate like this, and he looks down and he goes, "Hey, that's a starter plate. What's for dinner?"
Exactly.
Snack.
I was young and 100 pounds taller back then.
Yeah. Oh man, that was great. So Caesar, yeah, these guys, they got, especially Mark. Mark's got his son Mark on Jr. I wish if you get a chance, get on and check out some of the videos of this guy's plant. I mean, he's about this tall, and he absolutely rocks out there. You get a chance, you guys are going to want to watch the video of this kid. He is just really, really good.
Is he on a contract, Mark?
you know, he probably should be because we want to keep him. I'm telling you, he's relentless on that trigger. You don't want to be on the other side of the field with this kid.
That's what Mike was saying too.
He is absolutely a bully. When he gets you in the sights, he's a bully on the field. He really is. It's impressive for a 7-year-old.
Oh, I gotta love
Can you
it.
imagine with him with the boom treated gun?
There you go. There you go.
And
Yeah, you
really,
know,
this whole venture into the Hermans, it really stemmed from Mark Jr. It was you know, it really started with him. Is why we built the Hermits.
oh yeah, you know, I watched it, you know, and now, you know, they got their own uniforms and everything. You know, when they started, they just grabbed dad's marker and dad's goggles and went out there and just started playing. You know, now it's evolved to this, and you know, what's cool now is, you know, now I'm getting, you know, linked up with Jennifer Montressor. We're going to do a show on the 29th of this month, and it's all about the young guns. It's all about these kids, you know. So, you know, I'm hoping you guys are going to be back on with the kids so we can all sit and talk. And you know, they're gonna say their piece, I'm sure. But you know, I know, like little Mark Gong Jr. is so cute. Man, I got to tell you, last time we had him on, I can't remember. I think it might have been Butler. Is it? No, it's Tim Schloss. Tim Schloss goes, oh, that little Mark Gong Jung, his eyes, man, the way he rolled his eyes and looked and smiled. I go, yeah, he is just a great kid. Yeah.
He's a chip off the old block here, Fred. Let me tell you. He's definitely Mark Gong 2.0.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, you know, and I'll give you that too. You know, normally I'd tease you when you said something like that, but you know, I'm going to let this one go because you were probably right. So you're a pretty good kid. So Bill, real quick, now you're at D-Day right there. You guys getting a lot of people coming in, or is it get closer to the weekend?
Yeah, earlier today, it'll actually probably slow down or stop on Saturday, but during the day, there's been a lot of people coming in. I was still trying to set up, and I didn't get a whole lot done just because people kept coming in and asking questions about stuff and everything. So it's moving along. We
That's
probably
your
have
new tent you're in, right? That's the new tent you're in?
That's part of the booth. Yeah, it's we probably had 150 people in here today. You know, asking questions about everything and stuff. So.
Yeah, that thing goes for a whole week. That just amazed me.
Yeah, there's been people here since last Saturday. Yeah, they start showing up. And, you know, like Wentworth. You know,
there he is.
Got
Junior.
Say hi.
How you doing, buddy?
He's like, get out of here.
He ducks out of there.
Absolutely love it, man. He's such a great little guy. I got to tell you, Mark, you couldn't be any prouder.
Yeah, I'm blessed.
Yeah, you absolutely are. Yeah. So, Bill, that thing runs through Sunday or through Saturday there?
The final main game takes place Saturday, and then everybody just packs up and leaves on Sunday.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got what? Your toy hauler, a box trailer, your tents.
I'll have 3 trips. It'll take me 3 trips to get everything out of here. I'll probably be here till Tuesday.
Oh wow! Absolutely very cool. Very cool.
Hey Fred, you know we have our.
Go ahead,
Bill. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, I was gonna say they're doing mini games and all kinds of stuff throughout the day, all day. So there's people constantly playing. They're playing on the airball field now. They're playing on the airball fields right now, so it's nonstop.
And it's almost 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah, I've seen people dragging their butts around all day today. I know they need more water, you know, and they look like they're ready to die of heat stroke, you know, because it's like 1,000 degrees here with 100% humidity.
Oh wow, it's been pretty warm, huh?
And they keep going back out playing more. You know, there's a bunch of hard chargers here. So.
Wow. Hey, Butler said that tell Mark Jr. hi for him.
I will. Hey, Junior, Mark Butler says hello to you.
Yep.
So, hey, Fred, you know, thank you for all the support through this whole venture and everything that you do for the Hermans. We really appreciate it. And, you know, we have this beautiful website that's www.thehermanspaintball.org. We'd love to help promote you at the same time. So with your permission, we'd love to put you on the website also.
Oh, I'd love to be on.
We're a firm believer of giving back also. So, you know, we like to support those who support us too.
Well, yeah, I support the kids. I love, especially Mark Jr. We go back now when he was even shorter. Maybe just a little bit, but we go back a long ways. And just right from the very first time that I actually met him, he was just he's just cool as hell. I mean, you're right. He's just like the little Mark. He's just like you, man.
You got to see Fred and Mark Jr. There's one event that we went to, the cancer event, and I walk in with Junior, and I see Fred at the booth. He sees me. He sees Junior. Fred drops what he does, and he starts running towards us. And I drop what I'm doing. I'm running towards Fred, and he totally avoids me and goes, runs, and hugs Junior. So,
yeah. What's cool is we took a picture, and I actually have a shirt that I had made for him, and it's got me knelt down alongside of him, and then it says the past and then the future, and I just think that was so cool when I seen that. And I had it made, but it looks okay, but it's so. It wasn't done really, really good like I thought it would be.
I tell you what, Fred, bring it on Sunday. It's his birthday this month. He's going to turn 8 years old on June 15th. He would love that. He would love that.
I will definitely do it. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I thought that the past and the future, and I got to tell you, what else could you want for the future than Mark Long Jr.? Just great. So, and Bud Orr says hi to you, Michael.
Hey, Bud, how you doing? Bud's, no offense to everybody on the screen here, but all of you know Bud's the nicest person you'd ever meet. Absolutely the nicest human, around.
He absolutely is. And it was nice having you on, Mike, so we'll see you. No,
it's all right. I'll call Bud. He'll talk to me.
Yeah,
which Bud's he talking about?
Yeah, Bud is
the one that sponsored me for a lot of years.
Yeah, he's the best of the best. Yeah, we talked. He called me up the other day, and we talked for probably an hour, maybe longer. I don't know. He had me cracking up. I got to tell you, everybody thinks of Bud as the big manufacturer, which obviously he is, but he is funny as hell. I mean, when you sit and you talk to this guy, he'll get you rolling, man. He just absolutely cracked me up. And, he played on the band with us, too, And you can ask Caesar. He got right out there, man. Hell, we played. I think I played. I sat out one game, and I think he only sat out one or two games, didn't he, Caesar?
Yeah, he wanted to play more than everybody.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he was rocking out there. I mean, I just, the people in the band, I got to tell you, I just absolutely love those guys. It was, that was an incredible adventure. And, just like Bud, when we talked about the other day, he goes, Freddy says, you can't let the band die. Well, the band is not going to die. The band will be going to special events, not a lot of tournaments, but we'll be going to big games and a lot of special events just to help promote the sport itself. And there you go. There you go. Absolutely.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, and the guys that really started the band, they made me the captain, and I'm proud as hell of it. But if you really want to get down to who started the band, it was Bailey and Schloss, Tim Schloss and Bill Bailey. Those guys actually had the idea, and then they got a hold of me, and then things just kind of snowballed. And I wrote a little piece. I was very, very, very pleased that a lot of the guys that I used to hang with back in the day were on the band. But, like Caesar, I always knew about Caesar, but never got to meet him. Bill Bailey and he's been my co-host on the show for damn near a year, and never have I got to shake his hand. It was always on the screen, never right there with each other, And then I go there, and Tom K didn't play, but Tom K took the time to come in and hang out and go to dinner and stuff with us, and so did Gino. Gino did the same thing, man. And it was just, it was absolutely great. Like I say, meeting Bill for the first time after being on face-to-face like this, for a year, just everything about the experience was great. And then Caesar went and took 7 of the All-Americans out in the last game. Did that dead man walk. I don't know if you remember that dead man walk in Malala, Michael. I think all you remember is the bar scene. Yeah, you remember that?
Hey, hey, we had a good time.
Yeah,
We had
yeah.
a good time.
Story, don't you?
Yeah, Caesar did the dead man's walk. He took out 7 of the all age.
So let's talk about that, Caesar. Talk us through the process. What were
What's
you
that?
thinking during the? Let's talk about that, Caesar. Tell us the process. What were you thinking about when you were going through that process of trying to make that dead man's walk happen? How did you come about thinking about that?
So what happened? I was on the right wire, and everybody was getting blown out in the middle, and there was 2 on the top left wire, and I got 2 coming up on me in front of me up in the ravine area, and all I could think of is how in the heck am I going to get out of this spot without anybody seeing me and come behind on the other guys coming up. So I said, screw it. This is where I'm going to pull it off. So I ended up shooting the one guy in the face in front of me. And then the back guy started shooting at me. As the ref was coming towards me, I grabbed my pods and put them all in my hand. He came over to me, and I was like, hey, I'm thinking this is the only time I can make my move. They think there's a ref coming in. I turned my arm to the wire, which the flag station's behind me. My armband is on the left arm. I'm facing the flag station. I got to cross the flag station to go to the dead box. So as I'm walking, I see the 4 guys coming down the middle. As they come down the middle, I pass the actual flag station. They turn in front of the flag station and go up the little hill to where I was. So I'm like, this is the only time I have. So I lifted up my gun and I put a stream out. So as soon as I put the stream out, by the time I got to the last one, it's boom, 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 dead. All of them, just all dead. So in the midst of all that chaos, all those guys over there looked at them. So all I did was put my gun down. I had to reload. So as I'm walking, I'm looking down, grab my pod from my left,
Dead man's walk, and then he reloaded.
and reloading. So I'm reloading and walking. Now I'm walking to the dead box, and I stand in front of the dead box, guys, with my back. They're all behind me, and I'm on the field still. And here comes 3 guys coming down the field. As the guys come down the field, I lift my gun up, and I'm brr, brr, and the 3rd guy is the one that shot me. Because if I would have got the 3rd guy, game over. I would have been down the field.
That'd be trouble. You know,
Brilliant.
when we were in Malala, when we were in Malala, we were playing.
That was that super cocker.
Yeah, there you go. We were in Malala. We were playing the Dogs of War, and it was the final game. And this is at what the hell's the name of John's field up there? Splat Action Games.
Just flat action.
I think it's Splat Action. Yeah. And anyhow, we're up here and we're behind this, and it's really a cool field too. But we're up here, and the flag station's behind us, and I'm with my co-captain Bart Hildebrand, and we're sitting there shooting away. Well, we're down to we got 1 pot of paint between us, and we're sitting there, and there's only something like a minute and a half left in the game, and so I just yell out, "Shit!" real quick. I didn't say hit. I said that, and I stood up, and John, the guy that owned the field, him and 3 other refs were standing there watching Bart and I because we were taking some serious heat from the dogs. And so anyhow, so I just stand up and I start walking down. I walk through this little creek, and all the way down there, all the guys from the dogs are going, ha, ha, Freddy. And I got all the way down there, right by the flag station. I pulled the flag, and then they lit me up, but I got the flag out of there, and we won that tournament by just a few points because that was a pretty close tournament. And then we took that trophy. It was, yeah. But that was the first time I did the dead man walk. And then constant pursuit, we went to Nashville, and Art Gonzalez on my team, he did the dead man's walk there too, and we beat another team. And then they took and outlawed the dead man's walk in the NPPL. Couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, but what's considered a dead man's walk, really? You
just get up and walk. Yeah, you got to have your arm up. And see, nobody picked up on that. I still had my armband on just like you did.
Yeah,
nobody picked up on that.
But you got to pull a ref. The ref has got to be by you for them to.
Oh yeah, I have 3 or 4 of them standing by me, and if I wouldn't have did that, they were tearing us up. The Dogs of War, they'd only lost like 5 or 6 guys, and that was 15 man back then too, right?
Yeah, it was 15 man.
15 man.
15.
Yeah, we go in this bar right, before we do the tournament, right? We go in the bar, And first of all, we all walked in. We all got our jackets with the skulls on the back, right? And first, everybody's freaked out. Pretty soon, this guy comes up to me. He goes, "You guys in a motorcycle group?" I go, "No." I said, "We're paintball." And after I said that, they just all swooped on us and talked to us. So we made friends. And then we told them, "I go, well, the tournament's tomorrow." I said, "We're going to bring that trophy back, and I'm going to put it right on the bar right here." We came in the next night with that trophy, and I got to tell you, that place went crazy, and it was rocking all night long. Yeah, you don't know, Mike, because you had to leave. But
well, some of us got. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, there you.
Some of us found some. I don't. Locals to hang out with.
That was the problem with Malala. That was it. I love it. So who you got behind you, Billy, with the band
Fred?
shirt on?
That's Matty Shook. He's got a Dead Man's
We got
Walk
a
story.
great 96 celebrity big game at Slosses Field. We had a lot of fun at Sal's house. The next day, I forgot my pullover. Was wearing a Fox Racing jersey. That was the only thing in the car. Against Daryl Trent. I took my auto tucker apart. It was the third game. We won the first one. They won the second one. Walked right past Daryl, patted him on the back and said, "Good game, Daryl," and then pulled his flag. And you thought we had lost until I came back with that blue polka dotted flag wrapped around my waist with that pink and turquoise and white Fox Racing jersey. And I'll never forget Daryl's face when he figured out that somebody had Dead Man's Walk right by him, patted him on his pack, and then won the game. But yeah, that was 96 celebrity game.
Yeah. I got to tell you,
if Daryl's not watching, he will be, because he always watches Fred's podcast.
He remembers that
It's
well.
not live, but yeah, I'm glad he's going to be able to hear that story.
well, Daryl and I, we went against each other for. Matter of fact, I got 2 trophies, and he's got the one. I won the last game, thank God. But that is the last 3 minutes of the third game that I played against Daryl. Was the #1 best time I've ever had playing paintball. We were up on a hill, and they were pushing us, and we were running out of time. We were running out of paint, running out of people, man. That is the most intense and best time I've ever had. The last 3 minutes of that game playing paintball there. And I got it on tape. I got Youngblood was on Daryl's team, right? And Youngblood's walking around griping, "Oh, man, I think it's management. We should have won this game. I think it's management." He was talking about poor Daryl, because Daryl shows up at the beginning of the game. He shows up, and he's got a briefcase, and he's got it handcuffed to him. And he takes and he stops, he puts it down, and he opens it up, and it's got a wanted posters of me in it. So those we did it 3 times. Daryl and I did it 3 times there, and I got to tell you, that was some of the best times ever was going there.
As much as I wanted to shoot Daryl on the back when I went past him, I knew I could grab that flag. Yeah, it was a good game. It was fucking backed up on the hill.
Yeah, was it cooler or what? It was fun.
Fun. And Sal's house is just always amazing. Everybody gets together, having
a great barbecue and everything like that.
Yeah, always a good time.
Very cool.
Guy. Tori, if you're listening.
Yeah, actually, when we won that game, they carried me off the field.
Yeah,
that's how happy everybody was, and I was glad too because I was pooped. Yeah, I got to tell you, when I say, just like I said in my thing that I wrote about the New York thing, I feel blessed not for who I am, but for who I know. I know the best people that I think anybody could ever want to meet in this sport. And, I've got 4 of them on here right now. And it's just, paintball brings a lot of people together. And Keith Kissel, Keith, he's, Art did that in Vegas, he said. And Keith Kissel, he's the one that actually got me back into it. He called me back up and wanted me to go do a little podcast with Freddy the Rap. And, I told him, I said, nobody's going to care if I come back or not. And he goes, just do it. And here we are today. So, I was wrong and Keith was right. And I'll forever thank him for that. But,
and again, so Keith is the one that introduced you to paintball in the beginning, wasn't he?
Introduced me? No, I introduced him.
Oh, well, hey, look, I was half right.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. Yeah, what happened was I had the construction company, and we bought my partner a Splat Master. Well, I mean, he had it. It looked like fun, so I went and bought one from Honest John's Gun Shop. Remember? I don't know if you remember that in Vallejo. The tubes were $3 a piece. That's how honest he was. But anyhow, so we had like 40 guys working for us. Next thing I know, everybody had one. And I was over at this guy's house that worked for us, and he was across the street, and I started shooting at him with my. You shouldn't do this now, but I started shooting at him with my Splat Master, and that's when
everyone was wearing goggles.
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
Well, I won't get into that either, but yeah, that's back in the day. It was a lot different, different. But to this day, I thank Keith Kissel, Kiko Man, and I thank Freddy the rep, Freddy Valente, for getting me back into this. And like I say, I just feel blessed with the people I know. Mark and Mike and I, we go back a lot of years. You can see the pictures of Mike in my intro right there. Mike couldn't have been but maybe 6 years old. I don't know.
Oh, a little bit older.
Yeah, boy, such a baby face. Oh my God, it was incredible. My wife, my wife loves Mike. I probably shouldn't get into this part of it either. But every time we go someplace, she go, is Mike going to be there? And I go, yeah, probably. But the only thing I had going for me is Mike always brought a cute girlfriend. So, it always worked out. Sure, I'm going to go talk to Mike. And I go, yeah, that's fine. It's just keep him busy. You run.
Hey, Bill, why don't you walk us around your little mobile museum there? I see some good stuff in the background.
Yeah, can you pick up the camera?
All I got, it's everything's linked. I can try and see what happens. Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, Bill's worked a long, long time on putting that museum together. And Kenny Stewart has one too that's really, really cool. So you gotta love it.
Oh. I don't know.
Keith Kissel said, Fred saved my life with the game. Without the game, I would be dead or in prison. I don't know about that, but I appreciate it, Keith. There you go. Check it out.
Look at that.
Look at that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. What I would do to have some of those guns back in my
Oh
arsenal.
yeah. Yeah, I'm glad to see you got those behind a cage.
Bill's listening, Mark.
I can't hear it. There's a fan running in the background.
10 cents on the dollar.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all good, Bill. We're talking nothing but good about you.
Awesome.
Except for Mark. But we got your back. Don't
Bill,
worry.
we are a nonprofit organization, and we could give you a good tax write-off for the donation.
Exactly.
Geez. That's one of Florida Annihilator's guns. We've got two of those.
Wow.
But,
I remember the Florida Annihilators.
Then this is my Tittman wall. It's nothing like Kenny's, but that's some of the Tittmans there.
Wow.
And SMG 60. Whole bunch of stuff there. So just kind of go around and this is kind of my favorite wall. Everybody recognizes this stuff. So
How many markers you got there, Billy?
I have no. We still don't have all of them up. I'm still slowly putting them up, but there's about 300 probably.
Wow.
But there's
Keith Kissel asked if you're ever going to bring that out to California.
Oh, that's kind of a long ways. I'd hate to see the carry-on bill for that.
Yeah, there you go, huh?
Some of these have been Caesarized. There's two of them that I've seen on here. But so that's
wow, beautiful.
And then and I haven't put the banners up yet, and we've got posters. With the humidities here is so bad that I'm afraid to put up any of the
It'll wrinkle them.
Yeah, it'll destroy them. So, but that's the quick view of it. Oh gosh!
Yeah, it'd be
awesome.
It'd be good to see Bill Bailey's traveling museum next.
Well, you got to come with me. Let's
Daniel Daniel
You got-
Bocce's or Traveling
Bocce's
Museum.
got a good one, too. You got to take it. You got to take and do a trip with me, Michael, and we'll go play one of these big games where he's at.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
be set up. We'll be set up at the Monte Casino. Big game there in September 10th and 11th, or 11th and 12th, and then we'll be
That's
at
in
Indiana.
Illinois.
It's in Illinois at Root House. At Paintball to Go, and then we'll be at the Indiana Super Game. We'll be set up there as well. And Simon and Jay from Paintball Sports, they'll all be there. Simon from Inception, and Sherwood Forest is an awesome game.
Who have you got sitting there with you, Billy?
This is Team Wetworks. Yep.
Let's get some names from them guys.
Oh gosh, there you go. Most of them are all nicknames. So there's Adam. G-Man. Yep, right. Name it up. Bull. Of course, everybody knows how. But
Wow, it looks like a great group, man. You're lucky to have them guys there.
well, luckily they're here. I'm keeping them sober.
Oh, are you?
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I know that.
It's a big lie.
I was trying to build you up, man. Hey, when I throw you a softball, you got to hit it out of the park. Come on.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Well, I tell you what, guys, we're running a little long. So, Mark, one more time, I want you to give the website to everybody real quick where they can get on to donate. Now, this is going to be for the Hermans. And like I say, as soon as I get off here, I'm probably going to jump right in. I'm going to get my $50 worth because I want 3 calendars. So I want to win that. I want to win that dinner at McDonald's with Mike. Damn it! So,
Not a problem, Fred. So if everybody wants to, you could look for the raffle calendar on our website, which is www.thehermanspaintball.org. Go under fundraisers, the tab, the fundraiser, and you'll see the calendar fundraiser raffle there. So it's a fun thing to do, and we hope to raise some money for the kids to make paintball a little cheaper for them.
yeah. So everybody out there, like I say, this is how we're going to build a sport. $20 for a spot like that. It's not spending the $20. What you're doing is you're helping our sport not just survive, but build even bigger.
Yeah.
So you guys get a chance. Let's all jump onto that, and let's get some of these calendar spots, man. You might win something to start with, but what you're doing is you're helping the sport of paintball.
Yeah, and thank you everybody in advance for your support. We do accept credit cards.
Absolutely.
We accept PayPal. So, we're ready to accept any kind of payment, and we'll be very thankful. The kids will be thankful for it, and we'll make sure that we get thank you letters out to everybody for supporting the Hermans.
And everybody, this coming weekend, the 13th, which is Sunday, the Hermans are going to be up in Fairfield at Paintball Extreme. So
Absolutely.
you guys are going to want to get up there and support these guys. Michael, you going to be there also?
It's pretty far.
Absolutely, yes.
Cool. Yeah. Pretty far for Bill.
We're actually going to have 4 teams there. So we're going to have 2 boys teams and 2 girls teams. So this has really just exploded for us. It started with just juniors team, and next the next tournament we had 2 teams. Now we have 4 teams going into this tournament. So it's growing fast for us, and we look forward to spending a lot of time and many years with these kids and growing the sport of paintball for them.
Well, I will see you up there Sunday. So I'll give you guys, Mark, you first. I'll let you say goodbye to everybody.
Okay. Hey, thank you, Fred, for having us on the show. We really appreciate it. And hey, we'll see you on Sunday. Bill, have a good night. And Caesar,
See you,
good
Mark.
seeing you again, buddy.
Yep. Take care.
Okay. We'll see you guys later.
All right, everybody.
Oh, you got rid of Bill.
Yeah, I did. That's because Bill wasn't very nice.
Back.
That was Mr. Mark Gong. Heck of a guy. You are next, Michael.
Now he's gone. You can really talk about him.
Yeah. No, we're still live. We're still live. Can't even talk about Malala. Can't talk about nothing.
No.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Michael. I'm going to let you say goodbye to everybody.
Hey, that's it. It's been great, Fred, having you having us on. And like Mark said, thanks for all the support. You give us a lot of love, and I appreciate that. And Bill, I'm sure it was a pleasure. No, it was.
Yep.
It was. You know what, dude? You're a very good dynamic. The dynamic between you and Fred, it's good stuff. It's fun to watch. And eventually we'll meet, And Caesar,
Yep.
I hope to get you a gun to work on soon, because I've heard nothing
Or
but good
two.
stuff about your product.
Or two of them.
Or
You're
two.
going to ICC,
Or
right?
several.
Are you going to
Yeah.
ICC?
I don't know. I think we are as a team. We have a spot. I don't know if I'm personally going to be there, but yeah. If nothing else, I'll give my gun to somebody else to bring in.
Sounds good,
So
Michael.
thank you, everybody, and Fred, we'll see you on Sunday.
You betcha. You have a good evening, my friend.
Yeah, Mike.
You too. All right, take care, guys.
See you, Mike.
That was Mr. Michael Baird. Machine Gun Mike is what we called him back
Yes,
in the day
it was.
because, Mr. Trigger, he would absolutely rock. So Caesar, we had a lot of people, chiming in. I think we're going to reach a lot of people. Your product is terrific. It absolutely is.
It speaks for itself. I mean, everything. I don't do nothing unless it's worth doing. I mean, it's just I don't put my name on something. Just like you don't put your name on something before,
That's right.
I mean, you're the exact same way. Everybody, I want to put my name on something, So I was hoping we were going to wear the new shirts today.
Yeah, everybody, I usually don't down anything, but, UPS out here, I got nothing nice to say about them. I won't down them, but I have nothing nice to say about them. I get packages almost every day, all week long. And I get them from Amazon. I get them from FedEx. I get them from the mail, and they get here with no problem at all. But Caesar sent me a couple of great, I seen the pictures of them, Caesar. They are cool as heck, man. Some great shirts. And I'm sure that UPS will get it here. He overnighted them, so I'm sure I'll get them within a week. And and I will go ahead and I will wear it for next Tuesday evening because they looked absolutely terrific.
Are you going to get your bolt in time to go play this weekend?
Well, that's a very good question.
Supposed to be there Friday.
I'm whittling one out of wood right now, so we'll see what gets here first.
You better get it Caesarized.
Yeah, can you Caesarize oak? I want to know. Right on, Caesar. Hey, Caesar, I'll let you say goodbye to everybody, but real quick, I just want to thank you so much for coming on tonight. And your product is absolutely terrific, my friend.
Oh, thanks for having me on. Thanks, Bill, for the support. Anybody want to get a hold of me, just, ultrasilkpb.com, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. It's all Ultra Silk PB on Instagram and TikTok. And, you can also call me up at Lone Wolf. I'm there every day.
Sounds good. All right, Caesar, you have a good evening, and thanks again so much for being on tonight, buddy.
All right, take care.
Mr. Caesar Pizzot, Ultra Silk. I got to tell you, Billy, he has a hell of a product, does he not?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I'm totally happy with it. As soon as I get to a point where I have a month off from the museums, I've got 2 or 3 more I have to send to them to get them done.
You'll never have a month off. You know better than that.
I'm going to have to. Sometime after June, July, August.
Or September.
I don't have anything going on in August, so.
Well, we have to set something up for you then.
No, we don't.
Yeah. Yeah, Butler said, Caesar, you're the man, brother. Right on. Yeah. Bud, we appreciate so much you watching tonight, too. We get some great people watching this show. You know that, Billy?
Yeah, it's because we're here.
That's what I hear. And just like Michael's saying, the dynamic between us, it keeps building every week. And I absolutely love it. So, and you got some great guys standing there with you.
You don't know that.
Very cool.
you keep giving them food and alcohol. They're awesome. But,
well, that's how my wife keeps me, too.
I know. Dude, I've been playing with them for a long time, even back during the
There you go.
So they're an awesome
team.
There
you go.
Guys, it's fun.
See, I watch you get in the car with a stranger for a hamburger, so
hell yeah, I
would. So don't try to snow me, buddy.
Like candy, free kittens, puppies, everything, whatever. Ammo.
All right, Billy. Well, you stay
9
safe,
millimeter,
buddy.
223. You know, that's it.
Well, if you want to go live anytime this week, give me a holler.
Okay.
And yeah, if nothing else, I'll just hook you up and you can do your thing and show people around.
If I can, I hate the internet. I hate computers and this electrical wizardry, but I'll try.
Well, I know this was a good feed right now. Once you got it figured out.
Well, it's because I had 4 guys working on it that are like gurus. I don't.
Oh,
if it's me by myself, I'm screwed. I'll give up easy.
I know that feeling, pal. Believe me. Hell, and I'm calling you up for advice. Damn.
Yeah. You know we're in trouble when that happens. I'm going, oh.
Right on, Billy.
Yep.
All right. Well, you stay safe, man. You have a good time there, huh?
Yep. All right. See you, Fred.
All right, guys. Hey, all you guys, take it easy, man. You guys have a safe, fun week there, huh?
Yep. Yeah. You too.
Hey, Hell.
Hey, Fred. I can't get it, everybody.
There you go. Right on, guys. Right on, everybody. Okay, you guys have a good evening.
All right, you too.
You too.
Fred.
All right,
See ya.
guys. All right, everybody. That was Mr. William Bailey live from D-Day in Oklahoma. Oh, he looked like he had a great crowd there. I can't even begin to thank everybody tonight for, first of all, being on my show, but for watching the show. You people are absolutely great. There's just no words to thank you for chiming in and tuning in and watching this show. I'd like to mention each and every one of you guys that do that, because it means so much to me and it means so much to paintball too. It really, really does. So anyhow, I've kept you guys on for an extra 22 minutes, which I did not mean to do, but it's hard when you got a good group on like I had on tonight. It's hard not to do that. So until next Tuesday evening, 7 o'clock Pacific time, please play hard, play safe, play fair. But man, let's get out there and play some paintball.